Hey guys, Chrissy Etheridge here, the Oilist. We're going to talk about making your list. And when I talk about making your list, I'm talking about your contact list or your names list. Now, this can be kind of intimidating, but when I did this, I was shocked about how many people I actually knew. The goal would be, though, is to create 100 name list. And a lot of people are like, I don't know anybody. But when you go through this, you're going to discover that you know a lot more people than you think. And then you're going to be able to prioritize how you're going to contact them, how you approach them, what's your method of approach, those type of things. It really gives you some strategy when it comes to who in the world you're going to contact. So the very first thing you would do is you would actually sit down and create a names list. Now, I am kind of a nerd, even though I love journals, I love writing on anything I can get my hands on, and I love pretty pens. This task, in my opinion, is better served on a spreadsheet for a couple of different reasons. Number one, you can categorize them, you can change them, you can highlight them. I love Excel spreadsheet. Excuse me, tongue is not working tonight. And I like it because of the fact that you can categorize and organize and change things up without having to rewrite everything that you've just done. So what you need to do is you need to search your contacts list in your phone, on your Facebook, think about who's at school, think about who's at work, and just start writing down their names, okay? You don't need anything else but just their names right now, okay? Don't worry about their contacts just yet. Now, if you want to be overzealous, you can put their contacts in, but really this is just strategy, okay? So think about your family, right? All your siblings, your aunts, your grandmother, your sister. Don't forget about like the obvious people on your list because these are going to be people you're going to start reaching out to pretty quickly. The next group of people to consider are your friends. Who are your friends from school? Who are your friends from college? Who are your friends on Facebook? Okay. And then the last group of people, just to kind of help you categorize and think about this, would be who are people in your community? Who are your kids' teachers? Who are your neighbors? Who do you go to church with? Those type of people. So kind of just think in your mind, you know, who do you know? When I did this the very first time, I was shocked. I probably ended up with like 400 plus people. Now, the reality of things is that you probably don't communicate with that many people every day. But if you're on social media, you have quite a bit of influence if you're posting about your family, if you're interacting with other people on social media. I still interact with coworkers that I worked with years ago at other locations. I still interact with some of my high school friends. So, you know, don't forget about those people when you think about who you know and who your warm market is. So the whole purpose of this is to really get, when we say 100 names, the reason why we say 100 names is because if you get 100 names, then you're going to be able to invite probably about half of those people. Maybe a little less than half, we say 45. This is kind of the natural equation that occurs with just warm market invites. When you invite 45 people, especially when you do it the right way, when you invite effectively, then especially when you get started out, you can say, you know, I'm starting my new business. Can you support me? Can you help me? I need to practice. I need to share this with other people. I think this would be fabulous for you. These are some great products, you know, just very effective inviting. Then chances are you're going to have about 30 presentations. Now, when I say 30 presentations, I don't mean 30 one-on-ones. I mean, you might have a class and there might be 4 to 5 people. And so, you know, that would be 6 to 7 classes, or you can do one-on-ones, however you want to roundabout do it. But, you know, 100 people, go down to 45 invites, go down to 30 presentations. And with 30 presentations, especially if you get your upline to help you, you're going to enroll about 15 of those people. So about half enroll. Now, out of those 15 enrollers, you very well could potentially have about 3 builders in there. It just really depends on who your circle is, how many people you need to invite. So think about that for just a minute. If you just started out with 100 and you worked your funnel through, then chances are you're going to have about 15 enrollments from that. If you're using effective inviting, if your classes and presentations are effective and well thought out, and you use your upline to help you when you first get started, then ideally you're going to have about 15 enrollments with potentially 3 builders somewhere in that mix, okay? Those are some really good numbers. So that's why we look at a 100 names list. Now, if you have 400 people like I do, then you can repeat that cycle 4 times before you have to start reaching out to your outside that warm market, okay? So when you get your spreadsheet, what you really need to do and what will really help is start prioritizing some of those names. And a couple of ways to prioritize them are, what type of category would you place them into when you envision them coming into your doTERRA team? Or do you feel like they would be more likely to be a customer? Do you feel like they're going to be more likely to be a sharer or a builder? So you need to kind of start doing some learning and education about what each one of those roles mean, okay? And when you talk to them, a lot of times people initially just go, oh my goodness, I just want to buy some Deep Blue and I don't want to do anything else. I don't want to host a party. I don't even want to consider. I'm happy where I'm at. I don't want to build. I just want to be a customer. So that would be a certain column that you would just check. If you just really feel like that person is going to just be a customer initially, okay, don't put people in boxes and never open up the door for any other potential. But initially, would you rate them as a customer? The second thing is, do you know people that like parties, right? Are they always hosting gatherings? Do they have a large circle of friends? Are they a big influencer in their community? Well, they would be a potential sharer. And so you would approach that conversation a little bit different than just, hey, get together, here's a sample, things like that. And then last but not least, you might already have some people in the back of your mind that might be a builder or that you would like to build the business with. So is it somebody that can commit to things, that are capable of being self-driven and self-motivated? Are they relationship-oriented? Are they a part of a community? Do you see them networking and getting out there and being a part of the community? Are they open to natural healing or green cleaning or living kind of that? Are they a gardener? You can kind of see how they interact with you depending on, you're not just looking for, like the hippie tribe, but you're really looking at people who are really into, healthy living lifestyle. Are they self-motivated and ambitious? Have they already started or been a part of a network marketing company before? Those are great people to consider for business building because they already understand the network marketing model, and for some reason they've been had that initial desire before to be a part of that and create some residual income. So those are great potential business builders for your team. Do they have a positive attitude? Are they somebody you actually want to spend time with and learn from and talk to on a weekly basis? Because a lot of times when we have business builders, we're in communication with them very, very often. So are they even somebody you want to that on your team, right? And then possibly even somebody that might be looking to improve their finances. Would residual income really help their situation? So those would be, identifiers for prospective builders. So once you get your people prioritized into a customer, a sharer, or a builder, then really it's about getting started with inviting. And there's going to be another video on that. But you want to always remember to continually add to that list. And this is where that spreadsheet comes in handy, because you can start adding them to the different categories, whether or not it's in your community section, your friends section, your family section. And I really just start highlighting people through the Excel spreadsheet when I get to a point where I've contacted them, I've followed up with them, and I've enrolled them as a customer. They become kind of a, okay, that part of my contact list is done, and I can move on to the next cluster and see who I can focus my energy on. So this is all about creating your names list. Go ahead and get your spreadsheet out or get your notebook out and start writing down your names. Good luck.